Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at the brand new Death Guard detachments. This video is sponsored by the Game Bunker. More on that later. Death Guard detachments bombard the lackeys of the Corpse Emperor with plagues and poxwalkers. With rheumy eyes and bile-sick grins, the corpulent warriors of the Death Guard trudge into the fray under the buzz of flies and tolling of rusted bells. Notorious for their flexible approach, the Sons of Mortarion actually express a fair bit of tactical nuance. There are 6 detachments in the new Codex Death Guard, so strap into the hazmat suit and let's take a closer look. The Army Rule Nurgle's Gift has been upgraded to allow for effects previously exclusive to Plague Marine Company Detachment. The Skullstorm Blight causes foes to subtract 1 from their hit rolls. Rattlejoint Egg worsens their save characteristic, and the Scabrous Soulrot provides the triple melody of worsen move, leadership, and objective control. Alright, so we basically have the debuff aura staying intact, Nurgle's Gift. So this is an aura. If your army faction is Death Guard while an enemy unit is within contagion range of 1 or more Death Guard models from your army, it is affected. And then we have the contagion range, and it changes over the course of the battle. So in the first battle round, contagion range is 3 inches. Second battle round, it is 6 inches. And third battle round onward, it is 9 inches. So sort of expanding debuff aura range. Very cool, very strong, very fun. And then you have Afflicted. During the Declare Battle Formation step, select one of the plagues below. Until the end of the battle, while an enemy unit is affected, subtract 1 from the toughness characteristic of models in that unit, and the unit has the effect of the chosen plague. So you're going to be -1 toughness plus 1 of these 3 abilities, and you get to select it in the Declare Battle Formation step, so you can basically tailor this to whatever army you're playing. Each time a model in the unit makes an attack, subtract 1 from the hit roll. Skullstorm Blight. Each time a model in this unit makes an attack, subtract 1 from the hit roll. Rattlejoint Egg, worsen the save characteristic of models in this unit by 1, and then Scabrous Soulrot, worsen the move, leadership, and objective control characteristics of models in the unit by 1. This rule can only worsen a model's objective control characteristic to a minimum of 1. So 3 strong abilities, definitely some are going to be more relevant than others depending on the matchup. And then of course the -1 toughness, always going to be strong because against something with toughness 3, anything strength 4 or more is now going to be wounding on 2s. And then against toughness 4, it's going to go down to 3, so anything 6 or more is going to be wounding on 2s. So very powerful for hitting those breakpoints. And then we have the Pact of Decay. When mustering your army, unless specifically stated otherwise, you cannot select Plague Legions as your army faction. This frees detachments up to offer new tools without losing access to those important debuffs. For instance, the slow advance of the Death Guard can make it tricky to trap agile enemies, but Mortarion's Hammer will unleash Mymic bombardment to afflict distant foes regardless of how safe they think they are. So basically, rather than having the army rule and the detachment rule be separate, all of that is getting rolled up into the army rule, and then you're going to have your separate detachment rule on top of that, regardless of which detachment you use. So very cool. So first we have Mymic bombardment. At the start of the battle round, select the number of enemy units more than 12 inches away from every model from your army that is on the battlefield. Until the end of the battle round, those units are afflicted. The maximum number of units you can select in this way depends on the battle size as shown below. So Incursion is 1, Strike Force is 2, and Onslaught is 3. So it's basically going to give you the ability to afflict units that are outside of your normal zone. So in the early turns of the game, this is going to be very powerful. Obviously, later on, as you get up closer, you're going to be able to afflict anything nearby, but you're going to be able to select units that are staying out of your affliction zone and then affect them with your affliction. So very cool. Now a quick word from today's sponsor, Game Bunker. Game Bunker carries a full range of Games Workshop products, including miniatures, terrain, paint tools, and more. Game Bunker offers 15% off MSRP for most Games Workshop products with the discount code WHMS. Receive free shipping in the continental United States on orders over $145. Online orders ship out within 24 hours. Game Bunker is a veteran-owned business. Use affiliate link below, enter discount code WHMS to save 15% on most items at checkout. For fast, friendly service with a discount on your favorite tabletop wargaming purchases, visit GameBunker.net and let them know that Warhammer Man sent you. So we have the Eye of Affliction enhances this longer range approach and ensures afflicted units find no safe haven across a busy battlefield, while the Front of Filth provides a vehicle of your choice with the Assault keyword to reposition and unleash feculent fusillades into enemies with weakened constitutions. So we have Enhancement, Eye of the Afflicted, Death Guard model only. Range weapons equipped by models in the Bearer's unit have the Ignores Cover ability while targeting an afflicted enemy unit. So Ignores Cover, not a bad enhancement, especially on the right unit. And then we have Font of Filth, 1 command point. Your shooting phase, 1 Death Guard vehicle unit from your army that has been selected to shoot this phase. Effect until the end of the phase. Range weapons equipped by models in your unit have the Assault ability, so you'll be able to advance and shoot. This detachment is a surefire winner for tank fans, with 5 of 6 stratagems specifically targeting your armored vehicles. But if you lean the other way and want to bury your enemies under a rolling carpet of rotting flesh, the Shamblrot Vectorium gets you a lot of bang for your buck. The humble poxwalkers might not be much of a threat on their own, but swarms of them can drag down the greatest of champions, and they're even better when they're practically free to deploy. The numberless horde detachment rule replenishes your ranks constantly throughout the game, bringing fresh squads groaning onto the battlefield that you can casually toss into a thinkless meat grinder without worrying about the cost-benefit analysis or other boring business terms. Alright, so we have the detachment rule, number the sword. In your command phase, in each of the following battle rounds, depending on your chosen battle size, add a new Poxwalker unit with a starting strength of 10 to your army in strategic reserves. So Incursion is battle rounds 2 and 3, Strike Force is turns 2, 3, and 4, and Onslaught is turns 2, 3, 4, and 5. So in your typical 2,000 point game, you're going to get a free 10-man Poxwalker unit in turn 2, 3, and 4. So not bad, a couple hundred extra points of models that are going to be showing up throughout the game. All of the enhancements support those heroes lumped with Poxwalker duty, letting them sacrifice their thralls for extra damage, sit behind enemy lines with Rotting Tide in tow, or, in the case of the Witherbone Pipes, turn their bodyguard into some genuinely capable and disciplined troops. The stratagems are equally Poxwalker themed, and our personal favorite puts decomposing bodies in front of enemy firepower as a startlingly effective shambling wall. So enhancement, Witherbone Pipes, Noxious Blightbringer only. While the bear is leading a Poxwalker unit, add 1 to the objective control characteristic of models in that unit. Each time this unit takes a battle shock or leadership test, add 1 to that result. And then we had the Shambling Wall stratagem, 1 command point. Your opponent's shooting phase just after an enemy unit has selected its targets. Target 1 Death Guard unit from your army that was selected as a target of 1 or more of the attacking unit's attacks, and 1 friendly Poxwalker unit within 3 inches of your unit, and visible to both your unit and the attacking unit. Effect: until the end of the phase, each time you would allocate an attack to a model in your Death Guard unit, if your Poxwalker unit is visible to the attacking model as eligible target of the attack, no saving throw is made for the attack. Instead, a number of Poxwalkers from your Poxwalker unit equal to the damage characteristic of the attack are destroyed. So you can basically pass off attacks onto your Poxwalkers, so if they shoot you with the las cannon, you're just going to lose a d6 plus 1 Poxwalkers instead of having to worry about it hitting your big vehicle or whatever other unit you're trying to protect. So a very strong stratagem. Definitely seen some problems with things like this in the past. The other 4 detachments cover a range of interesting tactical options. The Virulent Vectorium retains the old Plague Company ability to keep objectives under your control, while the Champions of Contagion gets to switch the chosen plague every battle round. So pretty cool, you'll have either sticky objectives with one of the other detachments, or the ability to change your plague. The Taliban Summoners pair the Death Guard with the Nurgle Demons, included in the Codex to expand the contagion range even further, and the Death Lord's Chosen empowers Terminator companies with particularly deadly plague and ample stratagem support. So we've got a mixed demon detachment and then also a Terminator detachment. So no matter how much everyone thinks that they march towards and cough at people, the new Codex Death Guard gives you plenty of new ways to spread the gifts of Grandfather Nurgle. Pre-order yours this Saturday. So a very cool little preview of the Death Guard and what's coming. Along with it, we got a brand new Battleforce and then also a Combat Patrol. 2 great ways to start a new Death Guard army, or pick up both and you have a really nice start to one. We got a new character in the Lord of Poxes, and then of course one of the few armies to have a Primarch in Mortarion. Lots of cool Terminator options, zombies, you got the Plague Marines, and then of course a bunch of unique vehicles only available to the Death Guard. So very, very cool, definitely exciting, looking forward to this. I'm going to be picking up the Death Guard Codex and some of the Death Guard stuff as it comes out. Let me know what you're most excited about, what you're going to be picking up. Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. And as always, special thanks to the Game Bunker for sponsoring the channel. Check out the link in the description to save 15% on most Games Workshop products with code WHMS at checkout. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I am definitely looking forward to the Year of the Chaos. And I'm out of here.